I typed up a couple things just so like I don't forget anything, because when I say I'm going to spill the tea, it's going to be all over the floor. You're going to need a Swiffer wet jet to get all this up, baby. Okay. We linked up for the first time and he was like just staring me in my face in disgust. And I'm like, you're in the presence of a celebrity. You're in the presence of a baddie. Why are you looking at me like that? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Essence Nach'el. You can call me Easy though, but you know, we'll get into why that's my nickname later on. Okay. All right, so today we're gonna talk about something that's close to my heart. Let me rephrase, close to hell, okay? The topic of why your inability to detach is ruining your life, holding you back, keeping you from blessings. There's so much more that we can dig into just on that sentence alone. But we're going to keep it as why your inability to detach is ruining your life. That hits home way too well. I typed up some notes here so we can get a little down and dirty, okay? Because I came to spill tea, okay? I've been trying to refrain from having this conversation just because I don't like to give people clout. It's free clout. You're going to pay for it over here, okay? Like $25 for promo, okay? But no, I just really feel like it's time for me to finally break the silence. Like, I feel like I need my tea. I feel like I need something to sip on. Okay, so I have my iPad here. I typed up a couple things just so like I don't forget anything, because when I say I'm going to spill the tea, it's going to be all over the floor. You're going to need a Swiffer wet jet to get all this up, baby. Okay. This is in regards to the topic of somebody that I used to know. I'm not going to call them ex because I've never dated anybody in my life. Take that how you want it. Okay. So maybe I believe back in 2021, like it's gotten to the point where I've started pushing this information out of my head because it no longer needs to stay there. But there's a lot of people now and before that are going through or have went through what I went through in this past relationship with this person that I used to know. Because again, baby, I don't have any exes. I think it was back in 2021 when I met this person. I had just gotten in a car accident and I didn't know that they were on my Instagram page. Like, I posted about my accident, how God saved my life and how I'm blessed and highly favored, yada, 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 the whole spiel, you know, what people do when they get in car accidents, you know, not dogging anybody because I did it myself, just, you know, telling you how we came about this. So he slid up on the post and was like, glad that you're okay, you know, giving his condolences for my vehicle and my life, even though I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, when I first saw it, I was like, do I know this person? No, I don't. I don't even follow you, my guy. Like, okay, I guess that was him shooting his shot. We're gonna call him Squilly. I like that. You know, like the arrogant, two-faced squid on SpongeBob. Yeah. That's what we're gonna call him. We're gonna call him Squilly. And when I first saw him on, like, he swipe up on my page and, like, you know, DM me, you know, telling me that he's glad I was okay, I was like, okay, well, he's kind of cute. Like, he was decent looking. Like, not going back, he was decent looking. He was kind of cute to me. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna bite. Like, why not? So I feed into it. I'm like, thank you so much. You know, God blessed me. He saved my life, whatever the case may be. That turned into a conversation. Don't know how we got into a conversation, how we got to getting to know each other from that point. But again, I guess that was his way of shooting his shot. Whatever. So my first red flag to me, like Essence's first red flag, was we linked up for the first time and he was like just staring me in my face in disgust. And I'm like, you're in the presence of a celebrity. You're in the presence of a baddie. Why are you looking at me like that? And what he actually was looking at me like that for, we'll get into later down in the video because it's all going to make sense. When I tell you I have a full MLA format essay on this iPad ready to give y'all the tea, I'm so serious. I am so serious. So we first, linked up, we went on a date or whatever, and he just was looking at me at disgust the whole time. So I'm going to say a week. Again, this is a red flag on my part. Like, essence, what is wrong with you? Our second time linking up, he ends up asking me to be his girlfriend. At that point, me and my father are not speaking. I hadn't had a good relationship in the past before this person. I didn't love myself. And I took someone's little bit of attention that they were giving me, and I ran with it. I didn't think anything of it. Like, I didn't think this is a red flag. We've only known each other for a week. I said, oh my God, yes. Because, I don't see anything wrong with people falling in love with me that quickly. Later down the line, I ended up finding out that really he just asked me out that early. One, because he didn't want me talking to anybody else. And two, he really just wanted to have sex with me. But we'll get there, okay? So we're going to start with our first month of the relationship. Y'all, buckle your seatbelts, grab your snacks, your popcorn, your watermelon, whatever you got to do, baby, because this is about to get juicy and you're not going to want to go anywhere. So 1 month, he's still telling people he's single and still hitting up girls on Instagram. We're not even 90 days in. This is like a 30-day month, y'all. Still telling people he's single. And then when I find out about it, mind you, he's at my house, I have his phone. He's so calm with me having his phone in his hand. I'm going through it, insecure me, back then, insecure me. I'm going through it and I'm like, okay, well, what is this? Or why are you still hitting up girls? Or why are you still sliding up on people's stories? I'm trying to get the details. Like, Instagram me. I'm trying to get the details. So I'm saying, well, we're new, so it's not really serious. So, and I'm just trying to get followers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're just trying to get followers by telling girls that they're cute and they should hit you up and y'all should hang out. Okay. But, I got to give it to him. That was me being a dummy, all right? Like, I should have left at that point, baby. I should have left right there. But no, I was like, you know what? He's right. We're new. Even though we're in a relationship, we're new. Come on now. Then, y'all, he ends up cheating on me. He makes it official. He ends up cheating on me. He ends up linking with a girl that was his ex-best friend, and he didn't want to tell me that he was linking with her because he knows how I feel about him linking with females. Baby, this is the thing. I was insecure to a point, okay? My point is, in that situation, I don't care who you hang with. As long as it's nothing romantic. I don't care who you hang with. It could be a girl. It could be somebody that you used to know. I honestly don't care as long as you let me know. Because at that point, I was like halfway insecure. You know what I'm saying? Like insecure to the point where I'm going to stay with somebody that does me dirty, but not insecure to where I saw other girls as competition. I didn't. But when you're actively showing me that other girls are competition, then that's different. That's different. Now, mind y'all, throughout the entire relationship, if we want to sum it up all up, throughout the entire relationship, he was constantly telling me he wanted me to lose weight and that I don't look like I do on Instagram. Look at the material. You can be the judge of it. I'm sorry. I told my mom that and she was baffled. She was flabbergasted. Because at that point, I didn't edit my pictures. I used to, not gonna lie, a lot of people did, but we're talking about me. I used to edit my pictures, but at that point in my life, I did not. I had no need to. I looked good. I was under 200 pounds at that point. Slim waist, booty big, you know what I'm saying? Like my skin was doing nice. Like I still have my hyperpigmentation because I used to have really bad acne, but I was starting to love myself a little bit more. Like I looked good, baby. Like, come on now. Who don't look like their Instagram? Actually, if it's anybody, it's you, baby. But anyways, he was always trying to control my social life, but was constantly on Instagram as if he was the celebrity. So I can't post. I can't comment back to my friends that aren't even dudes. And if it was a dude, they were in that community. Okay, I'm only saying that because some people are a little sensitive. So I only, commented back to friends of mine that were in the community, and and girls that I knew from high school. If I wanted somebody, I could have had them. I didn't want none of them people. But because he was actively on his Instagram doing what he do, he thought that's what I was doing. People are going to tell on themselves by accusing you. They're projecting, okay? But I didn't see that at first. He was, again, trying to control what I post, what I wore, who I talked to, and who I was friends with. At the time, I was best friends with somebody for, I would say, maybe like 3 years at that point. Like, we were like, that was my girl. Like, she had moved out to a different area than she was originally at. So it took a minute for me to like go see her sometimes because she was a little farther. But that was my girl. Like, we still hung out. So it got to a point where there was one day, it was me, her boyfriend, and my boyfriend, Squilly, at the time. And we were all in the car participating in recreational activities. Because I'm not going to lie to you, that's another story. I no longer participate in recreational activities, but at that time I did. And we left from hanging with them, and he was like, I don't like her. I'm like, well, I don't care. That's my best friend. What are you talking about? And he was just like, yeah, I don't think that she's really your best friend. I feel like she uses you, like, da-da-da-da-da. And, up to a certain point, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what you think. That's my girl. Like, but then it got to a point where I was like, okay, well, if my man, because still I didn't see a problem with what he did at that point. Well, if my man finds a problem with this girl and he just met her, or he's only seen her a couple times, then maybe there really is a problem. So it got to the point where he actually like convinced me to cut off people that I wanted to keep in my life, people that I was close with, people. We were like this. We were like this. We were like this. Okay. Like, it was growing and growing into a problem. And I think at that point we were only like maybe 2 months, maybe 2 to 3 months, maybe. And one of the other major things that we haven't even got to the most major, but one of the major things that really, again, I'm not going to say I didn't see it as a problem. I blew it off and I made it smaller than what it was. He would call me out of my name. I promise we're getting to the lesson of this, I promise, but I have to give y'all what can happen if you don't detach, what can happen if you continue to allow things happen in your life that you don't deserve. You deserve so much better, and I didn't see that. He would call me out my name, he would disrespect me, telling me he could have better and better. If you could, then you would. Can I get an amen? Come on now. If you could have better and better, then you'd be with better and better. And baby, if they knew what I knew, you'd be under the jail. Next. He gave me several UTIs from all the cheating and breaks I didn't know about until it was too late. He would like break up with me like every 2 weeks because he found something that he didn't like, because he saw a person that I didn't know, somebody that followed me and I didn't follow them back. You could go on their page and not see a lick of me on there, but because they followed me and they were showing me love, I was the problem. I want you to write that on a whiteboard and try to tell me if you can find the solution to that equation. You can't, because it's already incorrect. He would keep me from my family. When I tell you, there wasn't a day in that relationship where I could have my alone time, where I could spend time with my brother or my mom or anybody of that matter, because he would always have me with him. And then it got to a point where he would complain about what I have on. But all you're doing is taking me to your grandma's house to lay in the bed and watch you play the game. We were together for almost a year. I can count on 2 hands how many times he took me on a date, a romantic date, or just a date in general. So you complained about what I would wear when I knew we were going to your grandma's. Why am I going to get all dressed up and cute to go watch you play 2K? To go watch you play Warzone. Oh, okay, next. This is one of the big ones, y'all. He tried to run my birthday and what I wore, what pictures I posted, and what I did. My brother had to shut that down immediately. Because, mind you, I had took my birthday pictures. I took them after the fact because I was either working or something didn't happen on my birthday to where I didn't take them for my birthday. But me and my brother, we took my birthday pictures because as we do, we step, okay? But we take each other's pictures when we can. We're the best photographers we got, okay? And when he came over, he came up all dressed up. I'm like, I've never seen you like this. What are you doing? Where were you at? I had already taken my pictures. I was already doing what I needed to do before I posted them, making sure that every spick and spackle was okay. There wasn't any distractions in there. I was the main attraction. Showing him the pictures like, babe, like, look, like, I look so good. Like, oh my God. I don't think she post those. I'm sorry. I didn't ask. And my brother was like, yeah, she looks good. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, but she always takes pictures like that. Oh? And it does me right. Look at the material, babe. Like, come on now. He ended up taking me to a lounge. He was like, no. I'm sorry. We did take the pictures on my birthday. I didn't post them because he was like, okay, I'm going to take you to this lounge. We're going to do what we do at this lounge and I'll get your pictures there because the vibes is given, like, it's just going to match like your attire. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Even though I still have my pictures scheduled just in case. We get to this lounge. When I tell y'all, it was cute, but what I was giving wasn't giving that. All right. And when we got there, he had no intentions on taking my pictures. No intentions. So when I got home that night, because if I would have posted them when I was with him, it would have been a problem right there. When I got home that night, I had to post them. I had to post happy belated birthday to me because I couldn't post them because he promised that I would get better pictures somewhere else. Dum. He was also still on dating websites throughout our entire relationship, asking girls if they gave fellatio from the back and if they ate booty. Are you gay? It's not funny. I'm never going to laugh at someone's sexuality, okay? I'm supportive of that community. But are you doing the bending? Or are you getting bent over? I'm sorry. He made, it got to a point where I was tired. Like, there would be times where we'd break up and I'd be good. And then he'd show up to my house with like snacks and flowers and not even flowers, just that puppy dog face. He'd make fake Instagram accounts. He would make fake phone numbers to try to reach me because I would block him. It got to a point where he knew how to still reach me from his number on my phone, even though he was blocked. He would star 69 and then call me. You'll be able to still call the person. It'll just be no caller ID, which I didn't know. And then once I found out that it was him, I would just have to have my phone on Do Not Disturb all the time. And then it got to a point where he could surpass that. Stalker. Mental illness. For sure. He postured to fight my brother and my mom's fiance at the time. Oh, so you're crazy. Because we don't even got to get into my mom's ex-fiance. We don't even got to get into that. That's another story for another day. That milk dud oompa loompa. Anyways, you postured to fight my brother. You want to lose your life. Because not only is my brother going to mop the floor with you, I'm going to handle it after he's done. That's my best friend. That's my deuce. Like, come, are you dumb? You must be. There's stuff not clicking up here. He would then make his family think that I was the crazy one because he would tell certain parts of the story. He would tell them my reactions versus telling them what he did to get me to react that way. Had your grandma tell me that she thinks we need to take some time apart because I'm the problem. Do you know what your grandson does? I literally had to tell her, well, maybe if you didn't raise him to cheat on his girlfriend and then beg for her hand back, or maybe if you didn't raise him to be a narcissistic liar, maybe we wouldn't be having these issues. Before we get into our lesson, we're going to talk about the big thing that really just had me say, Essence, it's time. It's time to stop letting him treat you the way it is. It's time to stop letting him use you as a floor mat. It's time to leave and to show him that you're really done. This was the night where I did, I didn't tell his grandma off. I just, let her know, like, raise him better. We were under the influence of alcohol at the time, and it got to a point where that was the only time where we could tolerate each other. Well, where I could tolerate him was when I was under the influence of alcohol, because I lost all thought of what he did to me at that point. I drank so much to the point where I was just in a good mood. I was just glad to be alive at that point. It wasn't really so much I was glad to be around him. I was just happy to not feel those feelings anymore. And he was playing his game. I remember it like it was yesterday. He was playing his game and he was on the bed. And I don't know how I got his phone. That's one thing I don't know how I got his phone, but I had his phone. And I was going through it. And again, talking to a girl. Girl ended up, doing things to him. Saw all this and he was like, man, that ain't nothing. At this point, I'm hot. Like, I was drinking to forget about it all, but it all came up. I was hot, and I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. You're a liar. You're a cheat. I was telling him off. I wasn't like cussing him out, because again, we were in his grandma's house, but I was just really like going off. Like, his grandma comes in, well, maybe you guys just need to take some time from each other. I'm sorry. No, you're right. We do. Forever. Because I'm done. So at that point, I'm like, you're right. I'm going to go home. And he turns his game off and he's getting ready to take me home. He's grabbing his keys, putting his socks and shoes on. At that point, I'm already outside. Okay? I'm already on the street because he has like a really big front yard and a really long driveway. I ran across the front yard. I'm already on the street. Because at this point, you're not driving me home. I don't know why girls get this notion of when dudes do us wrong that we don't want them driving us anywhere. But at that point, I'm like, you're not taking me home. I'm not getting in that car. Because I felt like if I were to let him take me home, then that it would be okay. So at this point, I run up the street. I'm running up the street to the point where he won't be able to see me down the street. So he wouldn't know which way I went. Because he lived in kind of like a cul-de-sac. So the way it came up, you could either go down this long street or you can go down this long street. And I went up the street because he had homeboys on each way. And I should have went the other way because they would have been right at that corner. But I decided to go the other way, even though he still had homeboys the way that I was going. And I ran to a point where, I would think that he wouldn't know where I went. So once I get to the next street, I stopped running and I'm like, okay, he's not going to know that I walked this way. I'm just going to go. At this point, I'm walking home. He's a good 15 minutes from my mom's old house. But it would have probably been an hour or two walk. I was prepared. Okay. I was prepared. I had my steps on. I had my Coach purse on at that point. It was like a Coach book bag. So strapped up, I was ready to go. I'm not getting in that car. It got to a point where he finally found what street I was on. He drove up behind me and he's riding alongside me at this point. He's like, get in the car. So just please get in the car. Because at this point, he's going to get embarrassed. If his homeboys see me walking, then they'll know that he is an issue. That's what he was afraid of. He very much, not only did he like seeking female validation, he loved male validation, especially from his homies. And so that's why I knew he wanted me to get in the car. He didn't want me walking past their house. He didn't want that. So I'm like, no, go pick up that girl. I didn't say girl, but go pick up that girl. Go pick up that girl. I'm not getting in your car. I don't even want to get in the car because she probably was in the car with you. I'm standing on business. So it got to a point where he kind of drove up a little bit and then kind of parked his car to where I wouldn't be able to continue walking up the street. So I said, okay. I'll walk around the back. He gets out the car and he's like, Essence, get in the effing car. Get in the effing car. I'm like, no, go pick up that bee. Go pick up that bee. And so he claims that I mushed him in the face. I don't recall that because I don't put my hands on people unless they put their hands on me. So then it gets to a point where he's now yanking on my Coach book bag. And I'm like, you know what? I can just get another one. I can just get another one. I'm like, whoop, I get out of the book bag. Then I guess he throws the book bag back at me. So I'm like, okay, well, thank you. I put it back on. And then he now has me, not in a corner, but like behind me is like a little kind of, almost not a ditch, but like the side of the road. We'll say that. The side of the road, and has some trees with it. And then he pushes me to the ground. Because at this point, he doesn't want me walking past where he parked his car. Because a couple more houses up is two of his homeboys' house. So he pushes me to the ground. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. I was raised fighting my cousins, okay? That ain't nothing. So I get back up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep walking. Pushes me to the ground again. Get back up, pushes me. It got to a point where he pushed me so hard and put his hands on me so much that I shot back and hit the back of my head. And I blacked out. He supposedly had to carry me into the car. I don't remember the ride home at all. And I wake up and I don't remember any of that. Like, things are still coming to me to this day, like a movie. And it got to the point where we're now at my house and we're having a conversation in the car. Because again, I don't remember what happened. And he's like, Essence, I love you. Like, all I do is talk about you to my homeboys, and you can ask anybody, you can call anybody in my phone, and they'll tell you that you're all I want, you're all I'm about. I'm like, okay, I'm feeding into it, because again, I don't remember what just happened. I'm feeding into it. And I guess he texted one of his homeboys before I called him. Didn't realize that's what was happening. I thought he was just like scrolling to find somebody to call. No, he was texting to somebody like, hey, I'm about to call you. Essence is tweaking. Say this. So I got one of his boys on the phone. We'll call him Ezekiel. I don't know. And he's like, yeah, my bro, all he talks about is you. He's in love with you. He's obsessed with you. I mean, I know he's obsessed. Duh. He's obsessed with you, like, stay with him. So at the point, I'm like, okay. Like, I'm walking around my cul-de-sac at this point, talking to his homeboy on the phone. He's still in the car. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll give him a chance. Dumb. Like, you're so dumb. It's like, you're so dumb. He ends up getting out the car, takes his phone from me, gets to his car, throws my bag out the window. That's Coach, baby. I need you to be a little more careful. Then I'm still thinking some of my stuff is in the car, because I don't care if you leave. I really do not. I just don't want none of my stuff still in your car. I don't want you to have an excuse to come back and see me. So then I'm actively like in his door with him, like trying to get my stuff. He puts the car into drive and drives off and runs me over. Goals! He runs me over. I still have the scar on my ankle to this day. And I'm laying on the ground and I'm crying. He didn't realize what he did until he looked back in his rearview, I guess, and saw me crying. And I'm on the ground and he's like, I didn't even do nothing to you for real. You just get up, please. Because I'm crying to the point where somebody is going to hear me. Whether it be my mama, my brother, the next door neighbor, and a cat, somebody's going to hear me crying because I want them to know what you just did. All right, y'all, we're back. Minor intermission, but we're almost to the end. We're now to the lesson, and it's basically why you're here, why you need to detach. And it took me almost a year to realize that I needed to detach from this person, when it doesn't have to take you that long. It shouldn't take you that long. And it also is a lesson in just having to love yourself a little bit more. And, you may think, well, I do love myself. I do this and I do that. But do you love yourself to the point where you'll leave somebody that isn't treating you the correct way? Do you love yourself enough to where you won't allow certain things to happen anymore? And those are the ways that I didn't love myself, that I would think that how this person treated me was okay. And how this person makes me feel is okay, and I would justify what they would say to me. I would justify how he would make me feel. I would justify what he would call me and what he would do, because I didn't love myself. And it all, also had to take account to where me and my dad weren't talking, and I just wanted someone to love me. Not the motherly love, but just someone to love me. Like, that's all I wanted. So I went and found someone who loved me, or who I thought loved me. When in reality, that wasn't love at all. Nothing in that relationship was love. There was a lot of lust, a lot of obsession, a lot of mental illness, but it wasn't love. I did pull up some things, some more like doctorate scientific key insights on detachment and what you would need to do. Detachment involves consciously disengaging from the influence of a person, setting boundaries, and focusing on personal growth and self-care, even if it means cutting ties with close family members. Detaching from the wrong person takes bravery, guts, strength, and resilience, and is not a simple or straightforward process. It took me a year. It took me over a year, because I was still trying to detach from him and tell myself that I didn't love him. I loved him. I loved who I thought he was. I loved the potential, but I had to love me more. And once I was able to love me more and fully love myself and understand that that relationship was wrong, it should have never continued. It should have never happened. I should have never gave him chance after chance after chance. I probably gave that boy over 100 chances, all because I didn't love myself. By making the difficult decision to detach from the wrong person, you were cutting them out entirely for a better future. I moved. I changed my number, because at first I wasn't going to change it. I was just like, okay, I'll keep blocking him. I'll keep declining the calls. I'll keep blocking every account, every fake number he makes. And it didn't work. I had to change my number. I have a new phone. I have a new carrier. And I moved. And recently he showed up to my mom's new address. Never gave him, posted, sent out this address to anybody. Literally the only people who know my mom's address is myself, my brother, and my father. Amazon, UPS, DoorDash, that's it. So at that point, it's like I was already over it. I had already gotten over the situation. We were in a new year. It's a new year, right? New beginnings, leaving old things behind. And you found my mom's address. A restraining order is being typed up as we speak. Assess your reasons as to why you wanted to detach from the wrong person. Don't feel guilty for your reasons. You can still have love for that person. I understand. But you need to set boundaries, and you need to understand that the things that they do, the things that they say, how they act, how they make you feel is not okay. I don't care about the 5 good times. I care about the 25,000 bad times. Those 5 don't outweigh the 25,000, and that's what we need to understand. Just because they made you smile and y'all had fun and y'all went bowling every Wednesday and y'all drank and got lit, that doesn't disregard them putting their hands on you, them calling you out of your name, them constantly cheating, them giving you sexual diseases, them letting their family think that you're the crazy one. In fact, they should be in an insane asylum. No. That those couple smiles that they gave you doesn't overweigh the millions of times that you cried alone in your room, or that you cried in their face, or that you argued with them, or that you went and told your family how they made you feel, but still went back. No, baby. Decisive action, such as never stepping foot into a triggering environment again, is crucial in detaching from harmful relationships or addictions. I had to stop drinking. I had to stop smoking. I had to stop participating in recreational activities. I had to stop going places that we went to all the time, because it would remind me, not of the bad things, but of the good things, and start to give him excuses. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Detaching from toxic people can lead to positive changes in your life, such as gaining inspiration and confidence to pursue new projects and make decisions that can ultimately lead to a happier and more fulfilling life. I'm starting my YouTube again. I'm posting on social media and actively doing what I want to do in life, and that's being a fashion influencer and being for the people and voicing my opinion, and I'm doing it. Okay? It took me a while to get here because he took my insecurity and fed it to me. Well, this and that and this and that. He would spoon feed me all of how I felt about myself. All the things that I told to him in vulnerability, he would take it and use it against me. And then he would project how he felt about himself and project it onto me. That's when I had to start realizing, once I got out of the relationship and now today, I realized that wasn't how he felt about me, that's how he felt about himself. And I made him see the wrongs that he did. I made him see the problems that he had with himself, and that's what he didn't like. So that's why he would project onto me. And I'm just here to tell you, baby, you deserve more. We deserve more. Okay? You deserve more, and go get it. Leave the toxic people behind. Please detach, because I promise you, when you finally detach, when you finally understand that you deserve more, that you are more than enough, that God loves you, or whoever you worship loves you, that there are people out there that truly love you for you unconditionally, and love all of your imperfections and your flaws, and understand that that's what makes you you. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you kind and thoughtful. That's what gives you your personality. That's what gives you the ability to help you light up any room that you walk into. You have to detach and watch your life change for the better. I hope that I inspired somebody today. I hope that my story was able to help somebody look in theirs and understand that they don't have to live this way forever, that they can leave, that they can detach, that they can say enough is enough. I love myself too much to stay in this. I love myself too much to maintain this addiction. I love myself way too much to continue to let a person who doesn't love themselves tell me that I'm not enough, that I need to change, that I need to lose weight, that I need to be prettier, that I need to wear certain clothes, that I need to not wear certain things. Enough is enough. I love y'all. Stay safe. Be breezy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're always here. We're posting every week now. I'm praying safe prayers. I'm praying safe travels, and whatever you need prayer for over your life now, in Jesus' name. Bye, y'all.